about 6 miles of this Virginia back road. Turns like this. That are just like corkscrews. Carrying 42,050 pounds in my trailer, so I'm pretty much about 79,000 pounds. And a little treacherous. Don't mind telling you. I've already driven, oh my gosh, 1,600 miles since Saturday night. I left Jackson, Mississippi about 10:30 Saturday night. Went to DeMoss, Arkansas. Picked up, oh gosh, about 40,000 pounds of dog food. And then took that to Canton, Ohio. That took 2 days. It's about 1,100 miles and a lot of fog in the first part, driving on back roads kind of like this. And then took that to Canton, Ohio, dropped that at Tractor Supply in Navarre, which is right next door, their distribution center. We went back up to the Pilot in Canton, spent my night, got up about, oh gosh, midnight, picked up a load out of the Tractor Supply and took that down to, oh gosh, Alta Vista, Virginia. Yeah, about 450 miles maybe. Snowstorms up through the turnpike through Virginia. You know, I'm going up and down some really steep grades. So, you know, going about 45 miles an hour up and down because it's scary as shit. Now, when you meet a truck like I'm about to right now coming at me, going around these turns, you kind of want to back off a little. One or the other take the turn, but not both at the same time, because, you know, you don't want to brush each other. You know, rubbing's only good in racing, not in trucking. So, I wish I'd have recorded this sooner, because I had a lot more of these corkscrew bad turns. I still got about 7.5 miles of this before I get to kind of normal roads without quite as bad of turns. But I just, I spent last night just outside Alta Vista, paid $10 for a pretty crappy shower at this little gas station truck stop. Was too far away from a Love's where I have shower credits that would be free. But I hadn't had a shower since Saturday, so starting to offend myself. And then this was about 30 miles away, but it takes about an hour or 45 minutes to an hour to do all this winding backtracking. And even though the speed limit right now is 55, I'm only doing about 41, because as you see the deer sign, I've seen some nice bucks and does out here, a few fawns. And, you know, so can't stop really super quick when you got this big old heavy load maxed out on weight. And, you know, going uphill is kind of treacherous. You're at a creep speed. Going downhill, you're using a Jake brake, which is a compression brake, if you don't know. Kind of recirculates some of the exhaust fumes back into the engine, causing to put some back pressure on the engine, which in turn slows you down without having to use as much brake. Because if you use all your brakes on these mountains and they glaze over, you can't stop. So we don't want to do that. Right now I have it floored at 36 miles an hour. It doesn't look like that steep of a hill, but you know, when you're sitting at about 79,000 pounds, most little hills are a challenge. But do I like doing this? No. I'd rather be home working a 8 to 10 hour shift and going home and sleeping in my bed and having my weekends off. You know, this is, you're working a lot harder not quite as much money, but having been injured, this was kind of my only job choice, so for right now. So about 6 months of this, and I'm going home, find something. And oh, I'm up to 41. Now I'm getting ready to go downhill. Oh no, this one's not bad. But I've already put in, I'm over 40 hours since Saturday night, and it's only Wednesday morning. I think it's Wednesday. Sometimes you lose track of days out here. You go by the calendar date, not the days. So yeah, so essentially Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I started out about 10:30 Saturday night, 9:30, 10:30. So roughly 3 days, I've done 40 hours, over 40 hours of driving. This load is going to Sheboygan, Wisconsin. It's about 840 miles from where I'm at right now. I should be there, well, I'm going to make it to somewhere in Indiana tonight. Take my 10-hour break. I've got to stop in about an hour and weigh this load because I got to make sure all my wheels are adjusted correctly. Otherwise, it's big fines when you go through the weigh stations. And then that'll be my last stop for probably 8 hours because you can't drive more than 8 hours without taking a 30-minute break. So when I stop to scale, I'll see if I can take on some fuel depending on my weight. That's part of trucking. Sometimes you can't have a full tank because your load's so heavy you'd be overweight if you had a full tank of fuel. And then I've got snow chains on my truck. The other company I used to work for, I didn't really have to carry them, so I got rid of them at one of our terminals. These trucks, for this company, everybody has to carry them. Nobody wants to use them. Oh, here comes a little Jake brake. Nobody wants to use them because if it gets that bad, I ain't driving in it. I'm parking. I'm having lunch, taking a nap, watching a movie. Now we're going uphill. 31 miles an hour. But yeah, if drive into the mountains. Last night was pretty treacherous with the snow coming down and the roads kind of icing over. Every time you go across a bridge, your heart drops to your stomach, your balls go to your stomach because it's pretty scary. You see little black patches of ice and hoping you don't skid. Good part is if you're heavy, you're less likely to slide, but you're not making any quick maneuvers or stopping quick, and if somebody does something stupid in front of you, you're pretty much gone. But we're down to just under 4 miles to civilization. I get to this next little town area that I got to go through, and then shortly after I'll be on the interstate, hopefully. This is crazy. I didn't get my license to do this kind of shit. Now we're going downhill again. I don't know how it looks on you, but from where I'm sitting, it's kind of like sitting on a roller coaster going down a big hill. Nope, not putting my hands in the air going wee. Kind of slowing down to 34 on a 55 going down this hill. You don't want that weight to push you too fast. Last thing you want to do is have to call and say, oops, I put her in the ditch, wrapped around a tree in somebody's front yard. But I'll include I got some photos of the snow and ice from day before yesterday. A little bit of yesterday, I think. I got a couple photos. Up in Ohio, I went through Columbus going up towards Canton on 77. Y'all don't know how to drive in the snow when you get snow all the time. I don't know. Probably about 7, 8 crashes on my route. Here's another steep one. This is a little steeper. Woohoo! No wee, no double wee wee. Watch for turning vehicles. Yes, you do. Although I've been driving at night mostly, like night, maybe ending about 9, 10, 11 in the morning. 12, I think, was the latest yesterday. I shut down pretty much right after that for the night. Well, that was my night, your day. Sleeping in the truck's not been as bad as it was before. I've got a little extra cushion on my mattress, bought one of those mattress protectors that's got a little more softness to it. Sleeping with my CPAP. Not exactly ideal conditions. My numbers on that have been kind of screwy because you kind of wake up and then it's hard to go back to sleep with it on your face. Missing my bed, missing seeing my kid down the road. I've talked to her. I've talked to 2 of my 3 sons, and I don't listen to a whole lot of music out here. I did kind of dial through the radio, but when you're doing these long distance drives, you roll out of the radio station distance. Gosh, you might hear a station for 30 minutes if you're lucky, especially out here in the world. There went a little, I don't know if that was a rabbit or a fox. It wasn't hopping. He was moving. We're 1.5 miles. I'm just passing a high school. I think it's Liberty High School. I think I'm coming into Bedford, Virginia. Pretty sure. Yeah, because now we're down to 35 mile an hour speed limit. I'm doing 37. I'm a speed limit. Now dropped to 35. 34, 33, 32. Oh my, down to 31. 30. Yep. And as I came through this about an hour and a half ago, oh, this is Buena Vista. And there was a lot of cops out here because I think they know this is a major trucking route. So, you know, they make a lot of money off the truckers writing tickets. So the last thing you want to do is do something dumb in these little towns and get an inspection, because no matter how good you are and how clean your truck is as far as safety stuff that you got to stay on top of, they can always find some. It's 35 through here. I'm kind of doing 31, just cruising through this neighborhood. Can't use your Jake brake through here because that's that high compression sound you hear from trucks. It sounds like they're coming through your living room. That's that Jake brake I told you about earlier. Well, see, and stuff like this, when you see a stoplight, you want to be a little careful and slow down a bit, because these suckers will change real quick on you.
Keep left to Sycamore Avenue.
But anywho, I'm going to sign off. Y'all have a blessed day.